Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. Like I said in my last video, today we're going to be doing a music video. So, let's get started. So what we're going to be talking about in this video is basically how to hold a violin, and like we learned in the last video, how to hold the bow. So we're just going to use that. Then we're going to learn notes basically, and basic things you should learn about notes. And we're just gonna get started then. So let's go. So here I have my violin and it's already tuned. So basically, when you want to hold the violin, you want to make sure that it's like your right size, because this is a 4/4, which is like the biggest size that the violin comes in. And it's good for me because my arm length, I can wrap my arm around this easily. Like, I don't have to stretch really. I can easily just wrap around the scroll. This is called a scroll. So basically, so if your hands are like smaller, then you could get like a 3/4 or a half violin, and they're basically just like a little smaller. Like they could be this small and then this small. And I've seen some violins that are really tiny. So when you want to hold it, you want to make sure that your arm is like this. So like we talked about it last time, this is a chin rest, and we want our chin to rest on here basically. And you should have your shoulder pad, because it's going to help a lot, otherwise you're going to slip and it's not going to be comfortable at all. So you can put it on and you should just rest your chin. And when your arm goes here, you want your arm to be like this. You want your arm to relax. When people first try, like this actually happened to me when I first tried playing violin. I always play like this, and my teacher told me that this is gonna be really bad for the arm, because like it ends up like hurting your arm, and then you can't play because there. So when you hold the violin, you want it to be like this. You don't want to hold it like this. You want a little space in here, and your fingers should just be wrapping around. They should be able to move freely. Your thumb should be just holding it in place here basically. As you can see, my thumb is just around here and it's holding everything in place. My fingers are here and they're just connected. So that's how you hold the violin. And then you know how to hold the bow if you watched my last video. If you didn't watch my last video, you can watch it, and then you can learn how to hold the bow. Basically like this. Your pinky, you can't see it here, it's supposed to be on the tip. Your other fingers wrap around it, and then you can basically play. So it'll be much easier to play, because okay, so if I play like this, or if I play like this, when you're playing like this, when your hand is caved in, your fingers don't have that much control. But when your hand's out like this, your finger can freely move, while over here you're pushing your fingers to move. So that's basically how you hold the violin. And when you learn music, basically there's notes. So we're just gonna learn the notes and like how they look and what they're called. So let's start. This right here, this is a quarter note. And a quarter note is basically one beat. And it's just like, if you have like 4 beats in a measure, it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4. I played 4 quarter notes right now. So that's a quarter note. And then just a plain piece of paper. This is a half note. So a half note is basically 2 quarter notes, but instead of putting 2 quarter notes, it's basically 2 beats. So instead of going 1, 2, it's go 1, 2. So if I wanted to put these two together, so if our measure is 4 beats long and I wanted to do, I could do this. Quarter note, half note, 1, 2. And I could go 1, 1, 2, 1. Basically that's the beat. You can see how this, when I clap the half note, 1, 2, it's staying here for longer, and it's not just like, it's not like dun, 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 dun. So that's another note. And these are basically the basic notes. There are a lot more notes like whole notes and dotted quarter notes. But this is the 8th note. This is a much faster beat, so it'll be like da, da, da. So it's basically the equivalent of, if you put 2 of these, then it would equal a quarter note. So if I wanted to do it with these, I'd be like 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. So like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So if you wanted to do like one beat, it'd be like 1, 2, and half note would be 1, 2, and quarter note would be 1, 2. And then when you're not playing anything, when you're not doing this would be a rest. A rest is basically, you basically just rest. You don't play anything, you just wait, I guess. So if I wanted to do 3 quarter notes and 1 rest, I'd be like 1, 2, rest, 4. The rest would be the third beat, basically. But you're not really playing anything. So those are basically the notes. And we're gonna have a little quiz about that now, because let's see if you're paying attention. So I've got my marker here, and now you guys are gonna tell me what the note I wrote. So this one, what note, oh, what note is this? You guys said this is an 8th note, then you guys are right. What note is this? Looks kind of like a B right now. It is a half note. What note is this? You guys said it's a quarter note, and you're right again. And what note is this? If you guys said this is a rest, then you're right again. So like I said, there are a lot more than just these 4 notes. There's like whole notes, whole rests, dotted quarter notes, and all that stuff. So when you're playing the violin, when you're playing music, you like want sheet music because that's how you learn. So this is just like a really easy book to like use when you're reading and everything, when you're learning the violin. I have the second book here, but like if you're a beginner, the first book is really easy, and everything is like simple in that. Because if you open this up, you can see notes and that. So I think I can show you what note we learned today. Yeah. So the song is just 2 grenadiers, and you can see like what we learned. Like you can see the half note, and you can see a quarter note, and then if you see like some notes that have like lines connected with them, those are actually 8th notes, but there are a bunch of 8 notes connected. So basically, I'll tell you where an 8th note. So if I play this, that's a quarter note. That's a quarter note. That was a 8th note, 2 8th notes mixed with a quarter note. So basically, that's just how it goes. You could be like, So if you like, if it starts speeding up, that's basically like that basically means that there's a quarter note there. So now that we've done this, we're gonna actually try and start trying to play stuff, because we know how to hold the violin now. We know that this is how you hold the violin, right? So now we're gonna try learning a song. So let's start learning a song. Alright guys, so let's start playing that song. So when you want to first learn a song, you have to know where your fingers are supposed to go. Because you can't just play any song where your fingers just go anywhere, because it's not going to sound right. Like if I play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star here, you could have heard that at the beginning, my finger was in the right spot. So it sounded a little weird. Let me do that again for you. You guys hear much of a difference? No. That's because my finger was over here when it was supposed to be down here. If I play, let me play this again, where it's going to sound wrong again. That didn't sound right either because my finger was way too down. It's supposed to be here, but instead it was all the way down here, which is basically actually an F. But when you're playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, it's supposed to be a B, which you guys will learn later, and I will teach you that in our next videos. So this is how it's supposed to sound. didn't it sound a lot more like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? So like the place where your finger's supposed to go is like much easier, which is why when you guys get your violin and you don't have a teacher, you should totally ask them to put tapes down, because then you know where your fingers are supposed to go. So the song that I'm going to teach you today, I actually played that in my last music video, is the Dad song. It's also like Hot Cross Bun. But the song is like super easy because it doesn't need any fingers. Your fingers are still just going to be here, like here. But mostly what the song is about is just to like learn how to use your bow properly and like bow coordination. Da, 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 da. So the song is really easy. This is how it's going to sound. So you first start with a quarter note, which we learned, which is like one beat, so done. So, and then you do A string, and then D string. So last time I taught you guys about the strings on the violin. So I hope you guys remember that, because you're gonna need that. So basically these middle strings, no, that's not the right string. Those two strings are the ones that we're gonna use in this song, and this is like how the song's gonna sound, and then I'll teach you. So it's not hard at all, and basically first you're gonna play with the D string, which is a quarter note. So just go one beat, done, done, done. So it's D, A, D, which is Dad, right? That's why I call it the Dad song. So it's D, A, D, D, A, D. And then you're gonna do a bunch of Ds, which would be eighth notes. So we make D, 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 4 Ds, and then 4 A's. So you could hear when I did the da 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 da. And like I said in my before, basically like how I said that when the notes get faster, it's gonna be basically you're gonna know that that is eighth notes, because so when you're playing with your bow, what you're gonna have to do is faster. Instead of going song's super easy. Just go, basically it's D, and then you go to A and D, and then you go D and A and D, and then you do 4 Ds, so we're going da 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 da, and then 4 A's, da 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 da, with your eighth notes, and then you do the same thing again, D, A, D, and the song's done. Hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. So it's really easy. So let's review what we learned today. We learned the Dad song, which is Hot Cross Buns, which is super simple, and we learned about this book, which you guys should get to like learn the music, because it's gonna be really easy. But you guys should get that after I teach you guys like notes and the scale and everything like that. And we learned about our notes. We learned about the eighth note, we learned about the half note, we learned about the quarter note, and we learned about the rest. So next time we will learn about we're gonna learn about a art, because my next video is art, because we're switching, you know how we go music and then art and music and art. But when I teach you guys about music again, it's gonna be about the scale and notes, and you know how I was talking about fingerings, like B and then F and then D, all that stuff. So we're gonna learn about that next time. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you like this video. I really want you guys to practice over this next week, and then stay tuned for another video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye!